Listen, your enemies have been working against you from a hidden place. Let me say that again. I said your enemies, they have been working against you from a hidden place. Now, what am I talking about? But I have a word from the Lord here, and the word says that your enemies, that they have been working against you from a hidden place, right? In this message, the Lord is going to be revealing to you guys why the attacks are coming against your life the way that they are. And that now when the enemy attacks you from a hidden place, that means that he doesn't want you to know how he's attacking you, because as long as you don't know, you don't have no revelation, you're just ignorant, you're in the dark about it, he's going to keep attacking you. He's going to keep attacking you in any way that he can. He's going to keep attacking you because you don't know. You see what I'm saying? In this message, God is going to reveal to you guys where the attacks are coming from, right? He's going to show you why the enemy's attacking you, right? It's just going to give you some clarification. It's going to give you a bunch of clarification of why things are going the way that it's going in your life, right? This message again, you guys, the title says that your enemies, that they have been attacking you, right, from a hidden place, right? The Lord says that you have been under the enemy's attack for such a long time, right? This is a time of restoration through revelation, right? As long as you don't know, and as long as you're in the dark, then the devil will just keep having his way. But in this message, you're going to get some revelation, right? The Lord says that the kingdom of darkness, they have been scheming, tricking, plotting, and planning against your purpose. God allows those attacks for a reason, right? The attacks that the enemies, they think they just attacking you and it's going to waste, or they're just hurting you. But God is using all of that, right? He's using that to teach you something. He's using that to get his name to be glorified, and the enemy loses the battle. So now the enemy's name gets shamed because God has already given you the victory, right? He says, I'm allowing that for a reason, right? He says, this message is divinely timed. So whenever you're listening at this message, it's not by chance that you're hearing it, but it's an ordained moment from the Lord right now for you to hear this message, right? He says, what is happening in the spiritual realm, it is so much greater than you can see right now, right? He said there are principalities and powers at work right now in your life, right? Just when they thought they had you, God stepped in and destroyed their plan, right? God is in control of everything, including the success of that fatal blow they tried to use to take you out. God blocked it. There's one major thing that the enemy tried to use that they just knew they had, because the enemy plans and he plots and he carefully watches and he plots it out. And they thought this one was going to really get you and take you out of here. But God says that I blocked it because he's in control, right? It said there has been a lot of prophetic dreams, right? Spiritual encounters, right? He says all showing you that God has been with you, and you can feel it in your spirit that the Lord is truly with you, child of God. He says it's all preparing you for the battle that you didn't even know that was taking place, right? There's fights going on and you don't even know. God just protecting you behind the scenes and you don't even know. But why is he protecting you? He's protecting you because of your call. Why is the devil fighting you like he's fighting you? Because of your call. So because of your call, that's why the devil's attacking you, right? But because of your call, that is why God is protecting you even the more, with more warring angels than most people need, right? He said, this is the beginning of a new chapter in your life, right? The victory that is unfolding is not only for your protection, but for the fulfillment of your divine calling, right? Those attacks that the enemy used to try to destroy you has only served to push you further into the plan of God for your life. Now that God has crumbled up the enemy's plots, you're about to step into the fullness of your divine purpose and what God has created you for. What just happened in the realm of the spirit is something that changes everything. You've been equipped with new authority, new strength, and more spiritual authority. You are now being positioned to walk in your power, meaning you're being put in place to walk in where it is that you're supposed to be walking in, which is your power, right? He said, this is not a small thing. Do not take it lightly. There has been a permanent shift in your life. The trajectory of your life has been divinely recalibrated. The devil's plan has already been destroyed. The victory you have been experiencing is not just for you, but it's a part of a greater purpose, right? You are part of God's greater plan. You are part of the greater plan that God has to fulfill a call. He wants to do something through you, and you are a part of that, right? This plan, it spans beyond your understanding, right? Meaning, like, we don't be knowing, you guys, or we don't understand the magnitude of the assignment. We may think it could be something small, or, oh, God ain't got nothing for me, but it spans, it's bigger than what you can even think, right? It's bigger than what you can even think. He says beyond your understanding. It says the enemy tried to take you out, right? They knew that you were marked for greatness, right? They did all they could to stop you. Now, they did, meaning they did all they could to stop you. There's no stopping you. They've done all they can do to stop you, right? The Lord says, but their plan has failed because his plan cannot be thwarted. Meaning the devil can plan and do all he wants, but he's not going to allow the enemy to stop his plan from coming to pass in your life. You see what I'm saying? Like, enemy got a plan to destroy your life, but God got a plan to prosper you and to get you into the place where he's called you to be. What God is saying here, he's not going to allow the enemy's plan to thwart his plan, right? So God is going to, his plan is not going to be like thwarted by the enemy's plan, right? He said their efforts have all been in vain, but God will use it. You guys, God is all about teaching us and helping us to grow and learn and grow more about him, right? So every experience that you had, God is going to use that. Somehow he's going to use it, child of God. And it's going to work together for your good, right? And it's going to bring the name of God glory. Nothing you go through is ever wasted, right? He said to work. He's going to use it to work for you, just like he always does. Nothing is wasted. He's always using things to work for you through your experiences, right? He says, reflect back on the battles you faced, right? These battles have been going on and you probably didn't even realize it, right? He said they tried so many times with so many different things, with so many different people in so many different ways, but you are still here. You see what I'm saying? All the attacks of the enemy, every witchcraft attack, every time he tried to sabotage you, set you up, they tried to gossip about you, hate on you, every attack, right? It's like you still here, right? No matter how many times the enemy tried to take you out of here, God just keep on blocking it. God keep on blocking it. And the enemy gets frustrated when God keep on blocking it because they just think they got you lined up and that you're really about to fall into their plan, the thing that they carefully plotted and they knew they was going to get you with it. But somehow you just keep slipping and going around it. And you just keep, they don't understand how you just keep going around every trap. It is because the Lord is guiding and leading your footsteps, right? But you have to know, child of God, that this is not a game. Your enemies have been working against you from a hidden place, right? It says they try so many ways, so many different times with so many different people, right? And he says, but you're still here. You have divine protection from the day you were born. The day you were born, they took notice, right? So the day you were born, the enemy took notice. We see that mark on this one right here, right? He said the enemy took notice, right, of you. And then he says, I took notice of them taking notice of you. You see what I'm saying? So from the very beginning, the enemy saw that you had something. But God saw that the enemy was watching you, right? And it says that from then on, many warring angels has been assigned to your life, right? He said, in this season, you will step into places that will shock you, and everyone around you in this season will walk with divine authority, right? You will see doors open that were once closed. This is where you step into the fullness of your divine calling. The bottom line is you're chosen, and the enemy cannot stand against the will of God for your life. Meaning, again, the enemy's plan is not going to overcome what God wants to do, right? God's plan is always going to succeed, right? No weapon formed against you shall be able to prosper. The weapon will form, that's the attacks, but it's not going to prosper. Meaning it's not going to do what the enemy is setting that thing out to do, right? It's not going to succeed. He said, just as God has destroyed the plan of the enemy, he is now aligning everything for your breakthrough. This is your time, chosen one. God has been at work in your life big time, right? Now, do Don't many of you guys, you just know that God is working in your life, right? Sometimes you can't put your hand on what God is doing, but you know God is actively doing something in your life. God is working with you. God is with you. You know God's supporting you. You could just see the favor of God in your life. Everything in your mind is like you just worried about God. Why are you so worried about what God is doing in your life and if God is pleased with my decision? Everything in you wants to please God, right? Why is that there? Why is that there? It says that the Lord has been working in you big time, right? God is always right on time. He says, haven't you been in a season of struggle? No, have you been in a season of struggle? And right when it felt like the weight of the world was on you to the point where you were going to break. He says a shift happens and suddenly what looks impossible becomes possible. So you ever been in a bad situation or a tight situation and it just looked like, oh well, this is just what it's going to be. There's no changing in this situation. I accept it. But then God does something, right? God does something and you be like, I cannot believe that happened. That's like God actively working in your life, child of God, right? He says this is how God shows you that his faithfulness, right? Chosen one, God has strengthened you, refined you, and prepared you for the greater purpose that he has for your life. What you thought were setbacks were actually setups for the divine breakthrough that is following now, and it is unfolding. God is not just watching you from afar. The things that are happening in your life, he's actively participating, meaning like he's not just watching, letting the devil, he helping you along the way. He'll see the devil attack, he watching you. I'm not going to let the attack of the devil do but so much. And if it's too deadly, I'm going to block it. But if it's not too deadly, I'm probably going to allow it. But then I'm going to use it, right, for my glory. So you see what I'm saying? So when the enemy attacks us, you guys, a lot of times that's how we even learn, about the enemy's attacks, because God allows the enemy to attack. Did you catch that? Right? It says he's orchestrating everything along your journey. God is walking with you. There's a set road, there's a path that your life is on, and God is walking with you right through that path. You're not by yourself. You may feel alone sometime because nobody there or you can't get a word from God, but this is reassurance that God is walking with you and he's with you in this journey, child of God, right? He said when you look back, you will see the footprints, right? You will see exactly how God led you and guided you and protected you and position you exactly where you needed to be. And he says, just like watching this video, meaning this is not a by chance thing, but this is a divine, like this, you're supposed to be watching this video right now. This is your time of revelation, right? He said, if you reflect back, you will be able to see that God's hand has been at work all along, right? Like look back over your life. You could see that God has been really just helping you along the road, leading you, guiding you, showing you things, revealing things to you, all of those things, right? You can see, if you just look back, you can see, you'll know that God was with you the whole time. He said, you'll even be, you never been left to fight this battle on your own, right? God has been loving you and protecting you with his mighty arm. The plans that God has for you are so much greater than the tactics of the enemy. There comes a time in every believer's life when the truth is revealed, right? When the truth is revealed, truth is that you have been under attack. The enemy has very carefully planned attacks against you. They are being brought to the light, right? Those attacks the enemy, they bring brought to the light, right? Have you ever been in a situation and you felt like the walls were closing in, or like everyone was against you, or even like your own thoughts were betraying you? So your thoughts, the enemy would get in your mind and you would be so confused and the enemy would have you thinking things that you about to do things, but it looks like God, but it's not really God. Like, so the enemy gets in you. All of those things are attacks. The enemy's attacking your mind, right? He said, have you felt like your own thoughts were betraying you? The spiritual attacks, the personal betrayals. Did you catch that, right? The attacks on your reputation, all of those things you were going through was not meant to break you, right? It was there to expose the lies and reveal to you the true nature of the enemy's tactics, right? Can't you say you've learned so much? And that's what I'm saying. Like when God shows us things, you guys, don't ignore it. If God shows you something about somebody, don't just ignore it and look over it like, oh, well, no. Pay attention to that, because that's a revelation, right? He said, when you are exposed, when the enemy's tactics are exposed and laid bare before you, you then begin to see things as they truly are. right? God has allowed you to see the truth so that you can understand the battle you've been in. Your battle was not physical, right? But it was a spiritual battle. Your enemies have been working against you from a hidden place. The title for this message, your enemies have been working against you from a hidden place. He said God had to lift the veil, right? Have you ever got a feeling of unease? You felt something that just wasn't right and you begin to question certain relationships, right? Think about that. Have you ever, when you be like, wow, why would they do that? Like, that was kind of shady. I can't believe they acting like that. Why they acting like that? Oh, they didn't want to help me? Like little things, you guys, even on certain relationships, you see certain people have certain attitudes or certain behaviors, certain things that they do, and you'll just catch it. Like, God is saying, don't ignore that. I'm revealing to you the tactics of the enemy, right? He's working through relationships, right? He said, this is why God is revealing the enemy and what he's up to. Maybe some kind of information surfaced that you got a divine revelation. You ever seen anything? Or again, revelation. Like he said, God is helping you. The enemy uses other people, other situations, and even he will use your own insecurities to come against you. That's when fear kicks in and you don't think you can do it. Oh, I don't, nah, that ain't God. Or I don't, like, the things that you doubting in your mind, the enemy uses that against you to keep you from doing something. You see what I'm saying? The enemy is just attacking you from all angles, you guys, right? That's why you got to keep your mind on Christ, right? He said the enemy uses fear, manipulation, and deceit. God's light exposes all of it, right? Once God sheds his light, the enemy's work, right? It is though everything is laid out for you to see. Once the light is shed on a thing that's happening in the darkness, this is when God reveals things to you, right? He says you begin to see everything clearly. What once was hidden in the darkness is now made visible. Example, the narcissist, right? So whatever was hidden in the dark is being made visible. Meaning, like, when God shows you something, don't ignore it. Don't look over it. It's a revelation. Oh, they did lie to me. Oh, they was manipulating me. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, they don't care about me. Like, when things like that come in your mind, that's a revelation. Do not just ignore it. God does not just reveal things for no reason, but he reveals things to help us, right? He say that visibility is the beginning of your victory. The visibility is the beginning of your victory, meaning the thing that God reveals to you, child of God, that is the beginning of the victory. But this message, you guys, it says that your enemies have been working against you from a hidden place. Your enemies have been working against you from a hidden place. And like I say, as I was bringing this word, do not ignore the things that's coming to your mind as I'm bringing this word. God should have been revealing some people to you, some situations and some things that maybe you can fix, or some things that shows you maybe you got to take now a different type of action, because maybe I see this person, I see what this person was doing. It's also revealing to you, child of God, that because the call of your life is so great, many of you guys from birth, the enemy noticed and say, God, I took notice of them noticing you. That's why I had to give you more and dispatch more angels of war, right, to fight for you. Because your call is so great that the enemy just took notice of it. Oh, we got to destroy this one. We got to get this one out of here, right? We're going to attack this one from a hidden place, right? As long as you don't know the hidden places, then he's just having his way in your life. You just don't know what's going on. But during this message, you guys, again, like I said, God should have been showing you guys some different things as I was bringing a message of some situations that could have been going on in your life. You know, do not ignore this message, you guys. Whatever was coming through your mind, that's like revelation. Do not ignore what God showed you. I just even spoke about the narcissist. You see what I'm saying? Whenever you get a revelation now, it's God showing you something about somebody. Don't just ignore it. You see what I'm saying? Don't just ignore it. But know, child of God, that your call is great. God has called you into something great. Something great now. And just because you may not feel like you inadequate or you can't do it or you may be fearful, see, those are the things that it just said that the enemy's using your insecurities against you. Those things where you just be like, God can't use me, ain't nothing God could do with me, I got too much going. He's using the insecurities against you. You see what I'm saying? Because of maybe the situation you're in, or because you're not don't know God as deep a level as you should right now, or he wants you to nix out the fact that God could ever use you for anything, right? Again, he's using your insecurities against you, right? Child of God, again, I pray that this word bless somebody. I pray that this word bless somebody. It truly was a word from the Lord, but the Lord wants someone to know that your enemies, they have been working against you from a hidden place. All right? Be blessed.